Everyone can hear me, yeah? Okay, lovely. So, I'm Gary Kings. I do know most of the faces in this room, so it feels a bit redundant to say that. This is my first talk ever. So, you can just watch me just fuck it up. So, I'm Gary Kings, and I am the lead developer at National Insecurities. We are... we're a studio that's based mostly in Wales. We formed in the University of South Wales third year, and we kind of formed around this game called The Old God's Dead. Like by the time we finished, we had kind of a decent thing at the end. We had a prototype type of thing. We thought this is what we want to try and get us paid for. We're going to try and talk to some publishers, get some money for this. This would be our way into the industry. In the process, over the course of the next year or so, we did end up getting more team members, but it's mostly just us from the University of South Wales. And so yeah, we formed around this game called The Old God's Dead, which you're seeing on screen this time. We wanted to take this forward, so we started talking to publishers, and at first that was actually going really, really well. Publishers were really interested. Well, it's pretty good, isn't it? Yeah. So but like, even when you're talking to publishers and it's going extremely well, the conversations themselves are really, really long. And so I had a lot of spare time over the course of the year after graduation. And some of this time I spent on various side projects, helping out some friends here and there on theirs, a lot of replying to emails, but also game jams. Game jams are very important, just to sort of keep me going. And for those of you who don't know, is there a way to get there we go? Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, everybody knows what a game jam is, but it's like a challenge thing, 48 hours to make a thing with a team with some kind of theme. So this was actually my first game jam that you're seeing this year. We worked on a game called Dig Up, which was pretty good. It's a very unshaved me. But we worked on a little game where you were a seed, you burrowed up through the ground, and became a flower when you reached the top. And I worked with some friends from the University of South Wales on this, but ideal for a game jam, we actually worked with a couple of people we didn't know either. That's actually a really good thing to do, networking. One of these was Jonathan Westlake, who's there. A lot of you know him. 3D modeler and animator. And another is Anne-Sophie. She is a musician and sound engineer. And by the end of this game jam, we had something that was pretty cool. We were really happy with it. And so I took Anne-Sophie and John to one side and I was like, hey, I've got this other thing that I'm working on. It's called The Old God's Dead. And I pitched it to them and said, do you want to be involved with it? And they both said yes. So I went to one game jam and gained 2 new team members, which is absolutely ideal. I'll just quickly give you a glance at what the actual game was. So yeah, you sort of like burrow up through the ground and stuff. And past bones as well. It was a cute game until the bones. But that wasn't the game jam that changed my life. This is, oh yeah, the title of this game jam is A Game Jam That Changed My Life. The game jam that changed my life is the third game jam that I did, which is, it was murder mystery themed. And I knew this in advance. I had my man on the inside feeding me this information. And so I came up with this name, Disorient on the Murder Express. And I thought, if I'm going to go to this game jam, I'm going to try and make a game that suits that name. But then when the actual game jam day came along, I was really happy. A new season of House of Cards had just come out, so I watched a little bit of that. And I went to sleep about 6 PM, didn't go to the game jam. I was like, let's sit this one out. And I woke up at 1 AM. So the game jam had been running for like 7 hours at that point. And I had a text from John that said, the game jam is Agatha Christie themed. So, fuck. Like I'd come up with Disorient on the Murder Express and then failed to take it to an Agatha Christie game jam, so like, fuck my life. And by then it was actually too late as well. By then it was too late because, like, you know, the things that I actually value about game jams are the novelty of going to a place and forming a team. But 7 hours in, obviously, well, 7 hours in, everybody's got their teams, and it's in the middle of the night. I can't exactly wheel my PC down, so I decided I'd get on with it anyway. So I started working on Disoriented Murder Express in the middle of the night, worked through the night, and for 48 hours I worked on this thing. It was a 3-act game, and I ended up making the first 2 acts, because the third act was very complicated. So I kind of ended up with this sort of prototype thing, which looks a little bit less good than what you're seeing on screen just now. And I presented it at the Game Jam place, and it went down quite well. And I was really happy with what I'd done, so I was like, yeah, I'm going to carry on with this. So for the next 2 weeks, I worked on Act 3, and I figured out all the other stuff as well. It was broken about Acts 1 and 2, because you're going to find out when you only have 48 hours to work on it. And I'm not a programmer, and I'm also not an artist, as you can see from this. But I made the most of my limitations as best as I could, as you do with the game jam. And when I was done, when I was happy with what I had done, I put it out for free on itch.io, which is, for anyone who doesn't know, it's a really good place to put game jam games, so do that. And some people started playing it, and they quite liked it. They were like, yeah, it's pretty good, thanks. And then got a little bit more feedback, only a few people playing it. But then something that I didn't expect happened, and that's Rock Paper Shotgun picked up on it. They were like, hey, this is pretty cool. They put it in their best free games of the week segment. And then suddenly we got loads more attention for this game. And a PC gamer picked it up. I think they just copied and pasted Rock Paper Shotguns after, to be honest. But like, it was almost the same games. But like, still, that means more eyes on this thing. And then a few big YouTubers also went on it. Matt Shea is one of them. I didn't know of him until he covered our thing. He has a lot of subscribers. And Yogscast, and everybody knows Yogscast is. They both played this thing I made in 2 weeks, and that was pretty big. I was like, shit. So at this point, approaching maybe 5,000 downloads, and if you count people watching the game as well on YouTube, then that's 500,000 people who watched this thing that I've gone and done in 2 weeks. And so, you know, I was in high spirits after all this. I was like, I should do more of that. And so I started coming up with some ideas for sort of follow-ups. I had one that was set in space, one that was a western. I decided that they wouldn't be anything like this, like mechanically. I wanted to do something different, and both were more ambitious. So I was like, fuck it, I better put these to one side for now, because I'm going to need help with these, and I need time. And I don't have that, because I have the Old God's Dead. The Old God's Dead was definitely going to be our way into the game industry, right? Nah. As it turns out, a few things happened suddenly at once. So, yeah, a few things suddenly happened at once. We had a few really good talks with publishers that were going very, very well. One was really close to a done deal, and then suddenly it wasn't. And a lot of this is speculation, so don't take everything that I say as given, but the Brexit vote happened, and it happened in such a way that like nobody expected that. And nobody knew what it meant either. So this struck fear into the hearts of all men with money. There were people in boardrooms going, what does this mean? And nobody, to this day, people have no idea what's going on. They just know it's bad. And so people got a bit more cautious. And then another thing happened, and that is the publisher that we were talking to released 2 games in a month. And this is really unusual for them. And neither of them did especially well in the numbers. I can only assume that those numbers aren't as high as they wanted them to do. And so suddenly they have a change of plan, and they need to look at all the games they want to publish, and half the list maybe. And we're on that table too. Let's say 12 games, and we're on that table. And we're a bunch of university graduates who rolled right out of graduation, straight through their door and asked for 50 grand. And they have a cool idea, but you know, we don't have much behind us, and so we're in the bin. And then, like, from there, like, we didn't really know what to do. We started talking to a couple of other publishers, but they were like really guarded and cautious compared to before. We think it might be because of the Brexit vote, who knows? But either way, we ran out of money, simply. This thing that seemed to be a done deal was not a done deal, and I ran out of money. Had to move back to England, which is not so fun. And just before I moved back, anne-sophie talked to me and she said, hey, so maybe you could just focus on something that's not the Old God's Dead for a minute. Maybe there's something good for you. And I was like, yeah. But like in my head, there was a little voice saying, you can't do that. You spent 2 years trying to get the Old Gods Dead off the ground. You can't just leave it behind now, start this 2-year process again. But then when I got back to England, I realised just how right she was, and I needed something just to stay sane. And so that's where 2001 A Space Felony was born. Hey, so this is just a Let's Play which I've taken the sound off. I'll just skip somewhere into there. There you go, nice. And so, yeah, this one was a bigger project than Disorient on the Murder Express, so I needed some help. And so we had, I brought Lauren on board, and she did programming and art, and most things. Lucy is on writing, whilst I focused on narrative design and lead design, and early on I also brought John on board to make anything that was human shaped, so all the dead bodies are his. We had this really ridiculously ambitious aim, which was, let's get it done for Game City, which was a festival in Nottingham. That was only about 8 weeks away at that point, so we had 2 months to make a fully functional game out of this thing. And we kind of did it, kind of. I mean, it was broken as shit by the time we got it there, like, sort of wheeled it in these computers, and it's like, I was fixing it in between people, in between people playing it. It was an absolute nightmare. But we did get this thing playable, and we got it to this place, and people really liked it. So that was the one Space Felony. Got a lot of interest there. We got a little bit of coverage from BBC and The Guardian whilst there, so that was really nice. And so, yeah, our plan was quite simple. It's take that prototype that we made for Game City in 8 weeks, which is that's like a 2-month game jam, and I don't recommend it to anybody. I recommend game jams, but not 2-month game jams. They're really long, except for me. Like, just pace yourself. It's simple as that. Pace yourself. But we really didn't. We just kind of like punched a lot of it up at the end, and we nearly killed ourselves. But the idea was come back from Game City and polish up the game, put it out for free. Well, we figured Disorient on the Murder Express did this well, we got it in front of this many people, so a bigger and better game will do bigger and better. A really, really simple plan. But like, then when we got back from Game City, we immediately needed a really long rest, and there was like a solid month where we were like, okay, let's just pause for a minute. And so in this month, I did look into our other options from there, and because I was thinking, free's good. If we could get paid from this, that'd be better. Because the game was actually better than we expected it to be. So I did manage to get into contact with Humble, and I sent Humble a prototype and offered and asked if we could be a part of their Humble Originals program, so they would release us in a Humble monthly bundle. 90 days of exclusivity in return for some funding. They agreed to this. They liked the game enough for that. And so they gave us some money. And we then polished the game up a lot better than we were planning to for the free release, because at this point we kind of worked towards like Steam level stuff. We redid the game, rewrote a lot of stuff. Rewriting means re-recording, so we brought anne-sophie on, and she has her own studio, it was great. And we redid a lot of the game, added some more content, and it turned into this thing that you're seeing right now. Should get the control screen. And it released in the July Humble Monthly Bundle, and it did pretty well. Like the response to it has been really, really positive. Kind of like Disorient on the Murder Express, we get a lot of people telling us that they really like the game, but on a bigger scale because it reached so many people. Because Humble has a much further reach than itch.io, and suddenly we were owned by 250,000 subscribers of the Humble Monthly, which was pretty huge. And now Humble have kind of taken notice of this, and they've agreed to fund us for $30,000 to make 2 more of these now. So we're going to be making 2 more murder mysteries, one of which is the Western thing that I mentioned earlier, another one is the Shakespearean one that's kind of like a dating sim cross with a murder mystery. And we're going to be working on those over the next 8 or 9 months or so. And then once we have all 4 of these, including a remake of Disorient on the Murder Express that we're currently working on, we're going to put all of these into a thing called the National Insecurities Murder Mystery Marathon. And that will be our way into the industry, although we are kind of already there. It'll be very much our statement. This is what we're about. This is what National Insecurities is. And this path, it occurs to me, this path would never have really been open to us had I not participated in a murder mystery themed game jam. I never would have made this orange in the Murder Express, and therefore never would have thought to make follow-ups. And so, when the old gods are dead died, the murder mystery lived. And so my advice to everybody is do game jams, because one or two might change your life. And that's my talk. Does anybody have any other questions or anything? Is that a thing we do? Questions? Okay, just like, maybe just clap for me instead.